Let me turn to Henri. Henri is an old buddy of mine from many, many years ago at AES, and Henri has just taken over GlobalEC. And Henri, I guess the question that I have for you is, as a new CEO of GlobalEC, what are the challenges that you see in terms of, generating good bankable projects, certainly, and why are you optimistic that you're going to be successful in your job, which is essentially to do more projects?
I think you're making an assumption there about the optimistic success, but no, I am optimistic. A couple of things. One is that just to make Helen feel a little bit better about Tanzania, they're non-discriminatory. We're about a year behind in revenues in Songas, and we're hoping to get paid one day. And I think that just as a general comment, what we're seeing in our company, and we have about 1,300 megawatts of generating assets out there on the continent that we have either own and operate or have a material interest in. And we're seeing outside of one asset a sharp degradation in the customer's ability to pay. We're seeing, obviously in South Africa, we've taken quite a beating on the rand, as is just about everybody else. But in our other assets, we are seeing customers falling behind on payments and arrears growing. We're hoping that doesn't continue, but in some cases it's kind of teetering on the brink. So just even in Francophone Africa, those things are happening. So that's kind of one of the things I'm concerned about, and we're concerned about as a company. But why did CDC and Norfund do this? And essentially, what is our new mandate, and what are we trying to accomplish? The change in GlobalEC is a shift in mandate. If some of you remember GlobalEC and its previous ownership and structure, it was very much of a late stage, sort of very selective entity when it entered projects. It would have to be a high quality project, very selective in its pursuit of those projects and entering it at late stage. And that's because there was a lot of risk in development, and that's the best way. If you're a pure financial investor, that is the best way to minimize risk and maximize return. But the shareholders, the new shareholders, CDC and Norfund, basically saw that what the continent could use is more development, more long-term development. And what does that mean? That means getting your hands dirty. That means getting your organization built out with diverse capabilities. That means having staying power. We heard comments today, projects taking 10 years to develop. There are probably a handful of projects out there that have taken 20 years to develop. And so it really does take the ability to have a diverse team, everywhere from boots on the ground to our board. Today with me is Dr. Raul Cosa, who's our chairman right up front here. We've actually expanded our board to include a number of different players, many of whom are on the continent, and we've expanded our team to include a lot of diverse, talented individuals to try to bring all that to bear in development of greenfield projects. So it is a challenging environment out there, and we're evolving to meet that challenge, and I think it's going to continue to remain a challenge for some period of time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Henri. And I think it's certainly a welcome, a very good shift in having GlobalEC with your capabilities, focusing on project development. We need more developers in the continent. I mean, it's risky stuff. So we welcome new players, capable players that will come in the early stage and trying to develop those projects. Because as Sujoy was mentioning, there's a lot of money which is sitting, has been allocated to fund projects in Africa, but we just don't have enough bankable projects. That's true. I mean, this is we've been saying that for many years. It's still the case. So good.
Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.